Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you or someone you love receives Social Security or Medicare, you really need to pay close attention to what we're covering today. We're looking at a brand new, highly urgent warning issued directly by the Social Security Administration about a massive surge in phone scams targeting seniors right now in 2026. The goal for this explainer is simple. We're going to equip you with the exact knowledge you need to protect your hard-earned benefits from criminals who are using some pretty terrifying new tactics. So let's dive right in and make sure you're completely protected.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the billion-dollar threat. Second, the fake transfer trap. Third, 3 new 2026 scams. Fourth, next-gen scammer tech. And finally, the total phone ban. Now, I know some of these modern threats sound a little scary, but stick with me. By the end of this explainer, you're going to have a rock-solid set of rules to shut them down completely.
All right, Section 1, the billion-dollar threat. To really understand why the Federal Trade Commission and the Social Security Administration are raising the alarm to unprecedented levels right now, we have to look at the sheer financial devastation happening across the country. Just look at this massive number, $2.4 billion. In 2024, reported fraud losses specifically for adults age 60 and older hit that staggering mark. Government impersonation complaints alone shot up 25% just last year, and the SSA? Well, it remains the most impersonated federal agency in the entire country. But here is the truly terrifying reality. That $2.4 billion, that only represents the cases that were actually reported. The FTC estimates that the real figure, taking into account folks who are maybe too embarrassed or just unsure of how to report the crime, is actually somewhere between $10 billion and $81 billion. Phone scams produce the highest median individual loss of any contact method, sitting right around $2,210 per incident. Think about that for a second. Just one bad phone call can literally wipe out an entire month of Social Security income, or even more. Section 2, the fake transfer trap. This staggering financial loss brings us to an official warning issued by the SSA just 1 week ago, on August 10th. This is a tactic that almost nobody has heard of yet, but it is spreading like wildfire. Scammers are bypassing our natural defenses with an incredibly simple script. They'll call you claiming to be your bank or maybe a Medicare helpline, and they'll tell you there's some sort of problem. Naturally, you get a bit worried, and right then they drop this exact script. Don't worry, I'm going to transfer you right now to the Social Security Administration so they can resolve this directly. And then they transfer you to someone claiming to be an SSA rep who casually asks for your Social Security number or bank details. This works so well because it tricks even the most skeptical people. The transfer makes you feel like you are the one who initiated contact with a secure official government agency. But here is the absolute truth. The transfer is completely fake. The so-called SSA representative you're talking to, just another criminal sitting in the exact same room as the first caller. The Social Security Administration's official rule is incredibly direct here. Absolutely no one can transfer your call to Social Security. Not a bank, not a benefits organization, literally nobody. If this ever happens to you, you must hang up immediately and call the SSA directly using a number you look up yourself. Section 3, 3 new 2026 scams. Okay. Now that we know how they initiate these calls, let's look at what they're actually saying to bait their traps. We're currently tracking 3 highly specific modern threats: the fake $2,100 drug cap activation, fake Medicare card replacements, and these crazy targeted scam Facebook benefit odds. Let's break down exactly how to spot each one. First up, the new drug cap. So earlier this year, Medicare's annual out-of-pocket cap for Part D prescription drugs was set at $2,100. This is a real wonderful benefit. It's the lowest it has ever been. But of course, scammers are using this real news against you. They call claiming you need to provide your banking info to activate this new cap. The 2026 reality? This cap is completely automatic. It requires 0 activation, no phone calls, and no fees whatsoever. If you hit that limit, Medicare just applies it. Anyone calling to help you activate it is a scammer, period. Next up is the Medicare card replacement scam. We're seeing callers actively telling seniors that Medicare is issuing new, more secure cards for 2026, and they demand personal info to verify your identity before they mail it out. Again, let's look at the reality. Medicare is absolutely not issuing new cards this year. Your current Medicare card is perfectly valid, and no verification over the phone is ever required to keep it active. And this brings us to a really shocking statistic that was published just days ago regarding Facebook. 73% of impressions from scam Medicare and Social Security ads on Facebook are specifically reaching users over the age of 65. These ads use super official-looking government logos, and they link out to forms asking for your Social Security number. The crucial takeaway here is this. Medicare and the SSA do not advertise on Facebook, period. Regardless of how official that logo looks on your screen, if a social media ad is asking for your personal info, it is a scam. Moving to Section 4, Next-Gen Scammer Tech. Let's pivot for a moment to validate something incredibly important. Victims of these crimes are not gullible. They are up against highly sophisticated next-generation deception. The most dangerous threat we've seen in years has to be AI voice cloning. Scammers now need just 3 seconds of audio. That's it. They can pull that from a simple voicemail greeting or even a public Facebook video. From those 3 seconds, they generate a clone that is literally indistinguishable from your loved one. When you hear what sounds exactly like your grandchild crying and asking for money, well, that's specifically designed to completely override the part of your brain that processes skepticism. Your absolute best defense here? You've got to establish a family safe word today. If they call and can't provide the safe word, you hang up immediately. And if you're thinking, oh, I'd definitely be able to tell the difference, listen to this. Recent academic research published in 2026 confirms that most people simply cannot identify AI-generated voices. In fact, it's wild, but people are actually more confident in their incorrect assessments of fake audio than they are with genuine human voices. This extreme confidence in fake audio is exactly why a family safe word is your only foolproof defense. Do not trust your ears, trust the code word. This technological deception extends right to your caller ID. The old rule was simple, right? You look at the screen and you trust the name and number. But the 2026 reality is caller ID spoofing. Scammers can easily display the SSA's actual 1-800 number on your screen, while the call is actually originating from a criminal syndicate overseas. The number you see on your phone proves absolutely nothing anymore. And we're seeing a very similar shift when it comes to your personal information. The old rule was, well, they know my birth date and the last 4 of my Social Security number, so they've got to be legit. But the reality is that the massive conduit data breach in February of 2026 exposed the sensitive data of over 25 million Americans. Criminals just buy this data and read it back to you to build false trust. A caller knowing your personal info is no longer evidence that their call is legitimate. So, we've seen the billion-dollar losses, the fake transfers, and this terrifying AI technology. With all of this advanced tech stacked against you, how do you actually fight back and keep your money safe? Section 5, the total phone ban. The answer to all of this is what we call the total phone ban. This is the definitive set of rules that every single Social Security and Medicare recipient needs to adopt right now. It's not a ban on using your phone, but a strict ban on taking specific actions when that phone rings. Let's walk through this empowering playbook. If an incoming caller asks for your SSN or banking info, you hang up immediately. If someone creates forced urgency and pressures you to act fast, hang up immediately. Forced urgency is the primary tool of literally every phone scam ever run. If they try to transfer you to the SSA, hang up immediately. And if they provide a handy callback number, yep, you guessed it, hang up immediately and look the number up independently. Your absolute best defense against every single one of these tactics is just the click of a button. Furthermore, you've got to establish an ironclad rule in your household about payments. Never, under any circumstances, pay an incoming caller using gift cards, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, or cash. No legitimate government agency is ever going to ask for or accept these untraceable forms of payment, period. If they ask for a gift card, you are 100% speaking to a criminal. Finally, when you do successfully hang up on these scammers, you need to report them. For SSA impersonation, you want to contact the Office of the Inspector General. For Medicare scams, dial 1-800-MEDICARE or visit the FTC's fraud reporting site. Reporting your experience isn't just about protecting yourself. It gives investigators the exact data they need to identify and shut down these criminal operations before they reach the next vulnerable person. So, I'm going to leave you with this thought. Armed with the knowledge of the fake transfer trap, the actual truth about those 2026 benefits, and the reality of AI voice cloning, the power is now entirely in your hands. When that phone rings and the pressure starts, will you be the one to hang up and protect everything you've built, or will you stay on the line? Take these rules, establish your family safe word today, and please share this explainer with everyone you know who receives these benefits. Thanks so much for learning with us, and stay safe out there.